This is our strength and stretch. So we'll need a set of heavy weights. We've got lower body today, pyramid. You'll want to have a plate or something that's like an inch or 2 inches thick. I wouldn't recommend like a yoga block. I'm just using this plaque that I have. It's sort of like an inch and a half thick. We'll stand on it with our heels on it for one of the moves, and you'll want a band. Busting out all the things today. All right, so just the set again of heavy weights, a band, and then about an inch and a half thick of a platform for you to step on. Of course, you can do without that if you don't have it, no problem. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's step side to side, crossing the right arm across our body, and then switching sides. Today is lower body focus. And then come back to center. We're going to inhale, press the hips back, sweep both arms back, rise up, press the hips forward. Just like a full body wave. Give me 2 more. And last one, come back to standing. Give me some dead weight arms. Allow those arms, allow your torso to also twist from side to side. Soft bend your knees for 3, 2, and 1. Elbows wide, feet hip width apart, deep squat. Rise up, lift your chest. Keep it going for 3. That's 2. Last one, draw your right heel down, toes up, sweep it down and up for 3. And 2. On the last one, cross body, left elbow to your right toes. Gently rise up, right foot down, sag your left foot forward, sweep it down and up for 3. And 2. Last one, hold it, right elbow to left toes are flexed. Gently rise up, shake it out. All right, we've got that pyramid round where it's 30 seconds. We've got 3 moves, so a total of 1.5 minutes, just 90 seconds for today. And then we're going to do 30 seconds of a stretch, and then we're going to move right on. All right, so go ahead and grab your set of heavy weights, 1 weight in each hand. We have alternating forward lunges. Going in 3, 2, here we go. Alternate forward lunge, step it back, switching sides. Keep it going, forward lunge. So your next move, we're going to hold it in that reverse lunge stance. Going last 7, doesn't matter which foot's backwards or forwards. Last 3, 2, all right, hold that lunge. Give me an alternating split squat to a single leg deadlift. So that back heel is lifted. In your split squat, your chest is raised. In your deadlift, you're hinging forward, pressing that glute back of the same shin that you're driving those weights down. Single leg deadlift, split squat, we're switching sides in 5. That's 2. All right, switching sides, opposite foot forward, same thing, split squat, single leg deadlift. These are your 3 moves in our first set. We're going to repeat this 4 times through. You got a breather coming up in 15. Stay with it. Split squat, lunge, deadlift. You're holding it in that lunge stance. You got it for 3. That's 2. All right, set those weights down. Quick stance here for a stretch. Gorilla pose, bring your palms up under your feet, and then bend and extend both of your knees. We're going right back to the top, alternating this time reverse lunges. Gorilla pose, hands under your feet or around your big toe. Bend and extend both of your knees. All right, release it down, grab those weights. Reverse lunge, alternating. 1 foot steps back, step it back in. Plant that foot back to your standing leg. Nice proud chest. Weight just resting by your side. If you're just joining a set of heavy weights, a band, and you'll want like a plate or weighted plate. All right, hold that one leg back. Give me a split squat lunge into a deadlift. So if you don't have that plate, I'm using a wall sign that I have that's about an inch, inch and a half thick. You can, of course, always do without it. Unfortunately, a yoga block is just a little bit too much height. We're going to lift our heels on that block. Keep it going. Alternating single leg deadlift to a split squat. We're switching sides into quick transition. Find one on the other side. Split squat. Single leg deadlift. In your deadlift, make sure you're pressing that same glute back, that you're driving those weights down the front shin. Back heel is lifted. Keep it going. That's it. Drive that glute back. Last two. All right, set the weights down. This time, drive your right foot back, grabbing your right foot for a quad stretch. But you're going to pull that right leg back. Hold it here for 3, 2. Release that right foot down, switch sides. Grab that left foot, draw your heel into your glute. Quad stretch. All right, release your left foot down. Pick up those heavy weights. Back to our forward lunge, alternating. Here we go. Step it forward, step it back. Controlling those movements here. Remember, it's 30 seconds, alternating forward lunge. When you hear that second timer, we're going to hold in that lunge. It does not matter which foot's forward, which foot's back. We're going to alternate split squat to a deadlift. All right, here we go. Find that lunge stance, split squat, single leg deadlift. Really press that glute back at your deadlift. Nice proud chest, collarbone wide, palms in for your split squat. Keep it going. This is round 3 of 4. We're switching sides in 5. Last 2. All right, switching sides, opposite lunge, split squat, deadlift, split squat into a deadlift. Ground through that front foot. That back heel is lifted. Keep it going. Split squat. Single leg deadlift. Keep it going. That's it. You got 3, 2. All right, set the weights down. Start on the left foot. Left quad stretch. Drive that left heel in. If you want, you can release that knee back for a deeper quad stretch. Release it down, switch sides. We got one more round here, then we're moving on. Right quad stretch, and release, shake it out. All right, grab those weights, alternating reverse lunge. Here we go. Step it back and forward. Nice proud chest, keep it lifted. Make sure you're stepping far back enough that your back knee stays under your hip. Your front knee does not pass your toes. Five more here. All right, last 2. Hold that lunge, give me that split squat into the deadlift. Last time here on this side. Split squat, rise up, hinge forward, give me that single leg deadlift. So your feet are glued to the floor in that lunge stance. We're switching sides in 7. Lower body focus today. Last 2, switch sides. Opposite reverse lunge, split squat, single leg deadlift. You got it. Stay with it. We're going to come right into that gorilla squat for our stretch in 10. Woo. Try not to change your focus. Find one thing in front of you so you don't lose your balance. All right, set those weights down. Hands under your toes or big thumbs gripping your big toe. Bend and extend into your knees. Lengthen those hamstrings. All right, release it down. Grab that band. Place it around your thighs. We're going to grab that plate if you have it. Place it down. We're grabbing our weights. One weight in each hand. From here, heels lifted or straight. Suitcase squat. Lift it up. Suitcase squat. And rise. This is your first move. So remember, we have a pyramid structure move. 30 seconds each move. 3 moves back to back. We're building on. Then you have a 30-second stretch breather. Then we're right back at it. All right, we're going to pivot those toes slightly outward in 3, 2, rise up. Here we go, deadlift. Press those glutes back and rise. So don't worry if your heels aren't elevated on a plate, or I almost use the base of a cat tree, for example. It's just a very small height. Think of using like a weighted plate if you have one, something about that height, or nothing at all. All right, bear with me for the next move. Finish up where you're at. Keep your foot placement. Rise up nice and tall. Give me a deep squat. Lift your hips. Hold the hinge. Lower the hips. Lift the chest. Deep squat. Lift the hips. Lower the hips. Lift up. So we're kind of doing like a reverse deadlift in that hinge. Just think about poking your booty up in the air. Hold those weights down low. And lift. Last 3, 2. All right, set those weights down. Draw your right heel forward, hinge forward, right elbow to right toes. Bump those hips back. Those are your 3 moves. So if you have that plate nearby, go ahead and grab it, or use no plate. Don't get stressed out about it. Use what you have. All right, switching sides, left heel down, left elbow, left toes. All right, come on up, grab those weights. Heels elevated or flat, suitcase squat. Deep bend in those knees. We are preparing for that final movement, that compound movement of a squat. Holding that squat, lifting those hips nice and high, and then lowering them down. We're still in that suitcase squat, still move 1. You got 5 more seconds and we're going into a deadlift. Toes pivot outward, rise up, here we go. Glide those weights on the front of your shins. Reach for your knees, your shins. Press your hips back. Back is flat. Neutral spine as you hinge. Your gaze follows. All right, we got that compound move coming up in 5. That's 3. All right, hold the feet where they are. Rise up, give me a deep squat. Hold that squat, lift the hips. Lower the hips, lift the chest. Deep squat, lift the hips. Lower the hips, lift the chest. Keep it going. As you hold in that hinge, try straightening the legs. Pushing those hips up to the sky. Lower them back down. You got 3. That's 2. All right, finish up where you're at. Set the weight down. Left foot forward. Left elbow, left toes. Really shoot that left hip back. Holding here and breathing. We got 2 more rounds here. Switch sides, right foot down. Heels lifted, right elbow to right toes. Press that right hip back. Suitcase squat coming up in 5. Reset. Heels on or off that plate. Weights by your side. Here we go. Suitcase squat and rise. We are firing up that lower body today. Deep bend in your knees. Bend and extend. Suitcase squat. Deadlift in 7. That's 3, 2, rise up. Pivot your toes slightly outward. Here we go. Hinge forward. Rise up, squeeze those glutes. Imagine you're trying to sit your bottom into that chair. Stretch your bottom side as far back as it'll go. And then rise up. Don't focus on where the weights are falling to. Compound move in 3, 2. All right, hold the feet where they are. Waist by your side, deep squat. Lift the hips, lower the hips, lift the chest. Deep squat, straighten the legs. Lift the hips, lower the knees. Lower the hips, and rise. Woo. Keep it going. You've got this. Last 5. Last 1. All right, set those weights down. Right foot forward. Hinge forward. Press that right hip back. We've got 1 more round. And then we're going to be on the floor in a tabletop. Right foot down, left foot forward. Hinge forward, left elbow, left toes. We're grabbing those weights. Final round in 3, 2. Here we go. Heels on or off. Suitcase squat. This is your best round yet. Deep bend in those knees. Hinge forward. Just think, knees to chest. We're firing up those hamstrings with the help of that band. Maybe a little bit of those quads, just like we did in that forward lunge. We're going to target those glutes here with the deadlift in 3, 2. Rise up, toes slightly outward. Here we go. Press those glutes back. Make sure to keep your back flat. Focus here on your form. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, rise. Last 10. Squat, legs straighten, hips lift, and then we're coming out of it. All right, come to standing, weights by your side. Last time here, lift the hips, lower the hips, rise up, deep bend, lift the hips, bend the knees, lift the chest. Keep it going. 15 more seconds here. Final round of stretch coming up, and then we're taking it to a tabletop. Still with those weights. Last 3, 2. All right, set those weights down. Keep that band on. You can also take it off at any time. Left foot forward, heel down, toes up. Stay taller, hinge forward. Switching sides, right foot down, hinge forward. All right, slowly rise up. Set that plaque off to the side. All right, come into that tabletop. Grab a weight. Let me put our little timer on pause here for just a second. Option, weight behind each knee. You can see it how it is without the weight at first. All right, find that tabletop, my goodness. Wrist under your shoulders, knees under your hips with that band, with or without the weight. Right fire hydrant, here we go. Lifting that right leg out. Bring it back in. Lift it out. Back in. Does not have to be a super high movement. You want to keep your back flat. Think about you have a glass of water on your lower back. So you don't want to tilt over to your left side. If you find that you are, walk your hands slightly over to the right side. All right, lower that right knee down. You guessed it. Left fire hydrant. Lift and lower. You're probably like, how the heck are we going to do this with both of our knees lifted? We're going to come into a tabletop. Then we're going to find a bear. We're going to hover in that bear. And we're going to tap both knees to the mat at the same time. We're going to find that bear in 5, 3, 2, lower the knee, tuck your toes, cover your shins. Here we go. Knee taps and lifts. So yes, this is traditionally more of a core work, but with those weights behind your knees, I bet you're feeling it in your lower body too. Knee taps and lift. Keep it going. 10 more seconds here. You got this. All right, lower the knees down. Keep the weights where they're at. Untuck your toes. This is your stretch. Bump the hips to the left side. Feel that deep stretch all along the outer left hip. All right, come through center. Bump the hips side to side for a second, little tail wag, and then go over to the right side. You should feel that stretch in your outer left glute. All right, come back to center. Set it up, tabletop. Left side to start. Here we go. Lift and lower. Now, if you're using that weight behind your left knee, check it on your form. You want to drive that left heel as close to your glute as you can. You can come onto your forearms, make it a dolphin bear, or stay on your wrist. All right, lower that left knee, shake it out. Right side, lift and lower, fire hydrant. We're firing up the outermost part of our glutes here. You can walk your hands over to the left side if you're leaning. Keeping your core nice and tight. In 10, we're lowering that right knee. We're coming to our tabletop. We're tucking our toes, hovering our shins with or without those weights. Here we go. Lower the right knee, tuck your toes, hover your knees. Here we go. Tap it down. Lift it up. Now a tap is relative. You can tap your mat. If you have some soft cushion, you can imagine you're tapping just by lifting and lowering your knees a little bit higher and a little bit lower. Just don't jam your knee into the floor. Lift and lower, last 5, 3, 2, lower your knees, untuck your toes. Start to the right side this time. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. Maybe you want to look over your left shoulder. Maybe you see your left toes. All right, come back to center. Wag your tail. Bump your hips all the way to left as far as they'll go. Maybe you look over your right shoulder. All right, come back to center. Starting on that right side. Here we go. You can also lower your left forearm, box out your right hand. So that arm that's lowered, that's your non-working leg. Your arm that's boxed out, that is your working leg. Lift and lower. Keep it going. We're switching sides in 5, 3, 2, and 1. Right foot down. Here we go. Left side. Open, close. So close. Stay with it. Lift, open. Lower, close. Remember, it can be an inch or 2. It can be a foot or 2. That opening of that hip is up to you. You got 7 more seconds here. All right, lower that left knee, forearms or wrists, tuck your toes, hover your shins. Here we go. Tap and tuck, tap and tuck. You've got this. Weights just resting behind your knees. All right, we're more than halfway. That's it. You've got 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep those weights where they're at. Bump your hips starting to the right side. I'm setting my weights to the side because I realize my water is across the room. And I'm dying of thirst. All right, come back to center. Give me a little tail wag. Now bump your hips over to the left. You got 7 more seconds in your stretch. If you're like me or moved your weights, put it back on. All right, here we go. Starting to the left side. Left fire hydrant, open and close. Last time on this side. Last time that we're in a tabletop. Open and close. We're working the outermost part of your left glute. Try to press into your finger pads, releasing your palm to release some tension in your wrists. All right, lower that left knee. Time for the right side. Lift and lower. Remember, you can be on both wrists. You can be on both forearms. You can lower the opposite forearm, boxing out the same wrist. Your choice. And 10, we're taking it to a bear. Knee tap, lift, and tuck. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2. Find your stance, wrist or forearms, tuck the toes. Here we go. Last 30 seconds in a tabletop form. Then we're stretching, and then we're coming onto our bottom. Tap and lift. Halfway. Remember, it's only 30 seconds each move. Every second counts. That's 3, 2. Lower your knees down. Set the weights off to the side. Come back to that tabletop. Give me a little tail wag. Take what you need. Maybe it's continuing the tail wags. Maybe it's stretching more on one side. Outer glute stretch. All right, let's fire up the gluteus maximus. Come on to your bottom. Grab our BFF, those weights. Bring them to your hips. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Glute bridge, lift and lower, you guessed it. Lift and lower. Now you can bring those weights flat on your hips. You can also prop them up. You can do it without weights. You can do it without the resistance band. We have a left knee drive with a bridge and 3 with or without weights. Here we go. So keep giving me a knee drive. Sorry, keep giving me a bridge. Add in the left knee drive. Lift and then lower. Right foot stays grounded. Just the left foot lifts. All right, you got 10 seconds here, then we're switching sides. Keep it going. That's 3. All right, step your left foot down, lift your hips, lift that right foot. If you lift the right foot last time, do the left foot this time, no worries. We're gonna alternate which one we start with. Going forward, lift and lower. That's it, you've got 10. Right knee drive with that bridge. Last 3, 2. All right, set the weights down gently. Allow your knees to fall side to side. Maybe widen the stance of your feet, just like a windshield wiper. Side to side. Woo. It's amazing how these weights feel light on my lower body, but super heavy on my upper body. All right. Come back to center. Walk your feet under your hips. Starting with that bridge, set up the weights if you're using them. Here we go. Lift and lower. Holding on to those weights if you're using them. Of course, if the band gets on your nerves, if it rolls up, if it does anything, set it off to the side. I recommend these cloth ones, but totally understand they're not always obtainable depending on where you're at. Use what you have. All right, continue with that bridge. Add the right knee drive. Here we go, lift it up. Tap it down. Knee drive, bridge lift. Again, with or without weights. A little additional resistance with that band and with the weights. You've got 10 more seconds on this side. Ooh, I know it burns. Last 3, 2, lower the hips, lower the right foot, lift the hips, lift the left foot. Lower down. Just that left leg is moving. Right foot is grounded. So this is your second time here. Find what works for you. Maybe adjust the placement of the weights. Maybe that adjustment is off to the side. Maybe it's on your hips a different way. Find what works for you. All right, set the weights down. Drive that right knee in, left leg long. Feel the stretch in your right glute. Now switch sides, left knee in, right leg long. Feel the stretch in your left glute. All right, we got 2 more rounds of this, then your final stretch. All right, bend the knees to the sky, feet on the floor. Grab those weights if you're using them, set them up. We've got a bridge pose. Here we go. Lift and lower. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Imagine your glutes are a kitchen sponge. You want to squeeze all that water out before setting that sponge back down to dry. Lift and lower. Got it. Ride that left knee drive in. 2. Here we go. Lift the hips, lift the left knee. Step it down. Left knee drives. Step it down. Keep it going. Keep pressing that right foot into the floor. Hips lift. Left knee drives. Last 7. Switching sides in 3, 2. Lower the hips, lift the hips. Right knee lifts. Lower down. Lift and lower. Keep it going. Really squeeze your glutes. Drive that right knee into your chest so much that you can with that band and with those weights if you're using them. Press your left foot into the floor for 3, 2. Lower everything down. Widen your feet, windshield wiper, side to side. We've got 1 more round. That means 90 seconds of work, and then you stretch. All right, come back to center. Walk your feet in. Set up those weights. Place them on your hips if you're using them. Here we go. Lift the hips. Last 30 seconds of just a bridge. Lift and lower. Pressing into your heel maybe so much that you lift your toes. 10 more seconds here, then we're going to add the bridge lift with a right knee drive. All right, here we go. Lift the hips, lift the right knee. Lower down. Lift knee drive. Lower down. Keep it going. Keep that resistance on if you're using that band. That band closer down towards your knees versus your thighs makes it more challenging. 7 more seconds on this side, then we're switching. That's 3, 2, lower the hips, lower the right foot, lift the hips, lift the left knee. Last 30 seconds right here. You got this. Hips lift, knee drive, lower down. Make sure you're breathing. Press into your right foot, that foot grounded. That's it, you got 5, 3, 2. All right, lower everything down. Set your band off to the side. We're gonna stay on our back just where we are. Reach your arms and legs long in opposite direction, full body stretch. Walk your feet over to the left side. Now lift your left leg, cross it over the right. Lower your left foot. Lift your right leg, cross it even more over the left. Feel that stretch on the right thigh body. Maybe your left hip flexor. Lower your right foot, walk your hands and your feet back to center, stretch, reach, reach, reach. All right, walk your feet over to the right side. Lift your right leg, cross it over the left. Lower your right foot, lift your left leg, now cross it over the right. I know this one feels a little funky, that's okay, it's supposed to. Lower your left foot, walk it back to center, reach, reach, reach. All right, draw your knees into your chest, bring the soles of your feet to the sky for happy baby. Hands on the back side of your thighs, the outer edge of your calf or your foot. Drive your knees in towards your shoulders, avoiding your rib cage. Maybe roll side to side. Center, extend your left leg long, right foot to the sky, single leg, happy baby. Feel the stretch in your left hip flexor. Draw your left knee back in, happy baby. Now extend your right leg long. Feel the stretch in your right hip flexor. Draw your right knee in. Lower your feet to the floor, come back to that bridge starting stance. Reach your right foot to the sky. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Draw your right knee away from your body, figure four. Walk your left heel in, cactus your arms, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips, figure four bridge. Lower down one more time, lift. Lower down. Allow your knees to fall to the right. Back to center, over to the left. One more time each direction. All right, come back to center. Lift your left foot off the floor. Weave your hands behind your left thigh. Tuck your chin to your chest. Stay here or lower your head, neck, and shoulders as you draw your left knee closer into your chest. Maybe bend and extend that left leg. Bend that left knee, lower your left foot. Allow your right foot to come over your left leg, eagle legs. Allow your knees to fall over to the left. Gaze over your right shoulder, maybe reach your right arm long. Come back to center. Release your right foot on the floor, left foot to the sky, flex your toes, cross it over your right ankle, figure four. Draw your left knee away from your body. Cactus your arms so open your chest, walk your right foot in, squeeze your glutes, lift your hips. Lower down one more time, figure four bridge, lift. And lower. This time allow your knees to fall over to the left side. Back to center, over to the right. One more time in each direction, neither knee or foot has to touch the floor. Gently sway back through center, reach your right knee over your hip, shin parallel, tuck your chin to your chest. Maybe you want to bind your hands behind your right thigh. Maybe you want to lower your head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe extend and bend into that right knee. Take what you need in your reclined pigeon stretch. Bend your right knee, plant your right foot, hold that figure four. Slide your left foot down the right foot. Cactus your arms, lower your knees to the right side. Look over your left shoulder, maybe reach your left arm long. Come back to center, release your left foot to meet the right. Tuck your knees into your chest. Rock and roll yourself along your spine. Cross your ankles, lift your hips. Come into a forward fold. Feet are hip width apart. Just like our gorilla pose in our stretch, you can plant your hands palm up under your feet or grabbing your big toes with your index finger and your thumb. Bend and extend to both knees for 3 and 2. Last one. Slowly reach your hands to the floor. Rise all the way up. While your head, neck, and shoulders back. Widen your stance. Nice big inhale. Heels in, toes out. One more for good luck. Awesome work today. Thank you all so much. And thank you for dealing with my myriad